Tell me, how many requests to CSS and JavaScript files your web header has? Is it 4, 5? I've seen as much as 50 requests per page. That's wrong. Every time you put script or link into your head or your code, the web browser has to go to your server, connect, fetch data, disconnect, and make it as many times as you requested any file. It's bad enough there are many websites with extreme amount of PNG icons, and I've seen even tens of fonts loaded in one single page. You can do better. You can have one single CSS request and one single JavaScript request. It's pretty simple. Everything you need is happening on the server, and you don't have to bother browser and internet connection of your users to download so many. I know why you do that. It's because of a system you are using. Probably WordPress is the best in this, and it's because of plugins, or it's because many files of CSS and JavaScript for each function and element are so much easier to read and even write and just generally manage. You can still do it, you can still manage it perfectly fine, and also have only one request for JavaScript, one request for CSS. Let's see how you can do it. Okay, first an example of too many requests. This page, what I'm showing, actually I'm showing its source code because it's what we need to see. And you can see too many CSS, too many JavaScript requests. Style, 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 JavaScript, script, too many. Every single file has to be fetched. Browser has to wait before it loads every single file. So not like this, okay? This is very simple header. You can see one CSS. There is no even a JavaScript. JavaScript is right here at the end. Okay, this is one JavaScript of the website and one external JavaScript. External JavaScripts are, of course, something different. It can be loaded with a single request. It would be awesome if it could, but that's also usually the trap in performance if you are trying to level your website up, because you have no control over external sources. I have clients with websites that benefit from advertisement, and those ads are they are loading even hundreds of files for a single web page. Okay, this is how it should be. Single file request, but it is not a single file in the server, on the server. We are working with many CSS files for every project. Usually, if the project is super small, there is at least one base CSS, which has basic styles. It's actually for mobile. It has it's mobile first. We are coding mobile first, and desktop style. If the website grows, it's let's say e-commerce or some catalog or something that every page is different, then we have even 20, 30. I think we have project that has
about 50 CSS files in different subfolders just to stay organized. And still, it's loaded within a single request. So here is first code you need. This is htaccess for PHP. I'm going to use it everything in PHP. And those 2 lines are the important things. Okay, this line is to rewrite CSS request, and this is to rewrite JavaScript request. That's because, of course, it's not a single file that just a web server fetches from a hard drive or SSD, sorry, I hope, and push it to a browser. No, it has to go through PHP at some level. I'll explain. Now, the PHP are, 2 of them are similar. So CSS, it just go through every file in this folder and echo it out. So when this script runs, it just prints the content of the files right into the browser. Okay, JavaScript is exactly the same. Of course, we want to write only JavaScript and only CSS in this case. Important is our headers. We have to tell browser this is actually CSS, what I'm sending, and this is actually JavaScript. Now, what I meant when I said it's not always going to this PHP, because you can see here we have those numbers. I'm getting to be more sophisticated case because this is, of course, not helping to performance, but these numbers, we generate new set of numbers. It's actually timestamp from whenever any CSS file is changed, and when we get to this script from the request to CSS or JavaScript, then we set cache control. This when a user goes through your website or returns to your website, and there are still those exact same numbers as in the previous requests or previous in his previous visit, then the file is took from a cache, which doesn't go to server, doesn't go through htaccess, and doesn't go through this script. It goes through only browser's cache, and the performance is so much different. I have not an example of this, but you can extend these scripts so much more. You can do echoing request for CSS and JavaScript based on a web page. You can have multiple levels of directories. No problem. We actually use it in multiple directories to stay organized. That's the reason for multiple files. So if you do this PHP or ASP.NET or whatever you are using, of course, it's not only for PHP. Okay, check your website. Let me know how many requests are you making, and let's talk. Have a great day. Bye.